All right, so one of the best things about New York City is when you know someone who works somewhere and he can get you a discount. So Dash is looking for a Christmas tree, and luckily his best friend Boomer is working at a Christmas tree bodega. So here is, I will be playing Dash, and Rachel has bravely decided to play Boomer. I need a tree for Lily, a really special tree.
You're getting Lily a tree?
Yep, as a present.
I love that. Where are you getting it?
I was thinking here.
Oh yeah, good idea.
He started to look around, and as he did, he muttered something that sounded suspiciously like, Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. Is Oscar one of your coworkers?
Do trees count as coworkers? I mean, they are with me all day, and we have the most interesting conversations.
Oscar is one of the trees?
He's the perfect tree.
Do all the trees have names?
Only the ones that share them with me. I mean, you can't just ask. That would be invasive.
He shoved aside at least a dozen trees to get to Oscar. And when he pulled Oscar out, it looked like any other tree. This is it?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Boomer lugged the tree away from its cohorts towards the curb. The tree was easily a few feet taller than he was, but he carried it like it was no heavier than a magic wand. With a strange delicacy, he set it into the tree stand, and as soon as it was settled in, something happened. Oscar opened his arms and beckoned me under the street lamp light. Boomer was right. This was the tree. Our writing process is that we alternate chapters. So we come up with a premise, come up with names for the characters, sometimes named after cats, and one of us will start and just write a chapter one. We won't talk about it. We'll email it to the other one will respond, and we'll go back and forth without really talking about it. And then whichever of us started it does not end it, the other person does.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I think it works well is that we have an implicit trust with each other, that we trust that when we send that chapter off to that next person, that even though it's not what I would have chosen in the next chapter that he does, that I understand it's the right choice. Mm-hmm. We feel the same about our characters, which is a hard thing in collaboration. That I think that's when it goes awry. That's why is that the collaborators don't share that trust, and they second guess things. So even if he goes off or I go off in a direction he didn't anticipate or necessarily wanted to go in, we trust that, cool, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we just roll with it.
So I'm going to read a part. One of the things that happens in this book is that Lily keeps removing herself from difficult situations and going off wandering, and this is one of those scenes where that happens. "You're missing again," said the text from my brother. I didn't answer. "I'm staying at Benny's tonight. We're planning our new apartment. I'm not going out searching for you." I still didn't answer. "I see the ... I know you see this message. Stalker Brother, a new movie by text, streaming now on iMessage. This is getting annoying, Lily Bear. You're crossing that fine line from adorable to obnoxious," said by every adult to every teenager ever. My brother was ready to move into his own apartment. He was one of them now. I rolled my eyes and turned off my phone. I wasn't missing. I was lost. I did not know that he had such a Santa fetish. So that was a big surprise for me.
You haven't seen those photos on the internet?
Yeah. Excuse me while I go Google.
No, I mean, I think it was interesting again to see the characters evolving, and so that we were used to, we'd written one book with them in one stage of life, and then seeing them in another, even the secondary characters, they had to be a little more mature and a little different, or a little just further along in their life, and so you get glimpses of that obviously with Dash and Lily, but I thought one of the most fun parts of writing it was when one of us would just take one of the secondary characters, and even if it was just a line or two, is that what's happening with that? Oh, okay. So that was really cool to be surprised by that as well. I knew the last part of the plan would be the most challenging, but I was wrong in diagnosing what the challenges would actually be. I had thought Santa would be the problem, but it ended up being the elf.
when we're about 2/3 of the way through, we usually have a discussion. Like, we don't really talk about the books much as we go through, but usually around the 2/3 mark, we say, how many chapters do you think are left? And it's usually more for him because I'm lazy and I want to be done.
Right, and also we tend to write books, we make it easier for ourselves because there's usually a period of time. I mean, in the first Dash and Lily, it's like, well, it's Christmas to New Year's. Right. So when New Year's was coming up, it was like, oh, I guess the book is ending. Yeah. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, it all takes place in a night. It's like, oh, the sun is rising. I guess the book is almost over. So there are those sort of stones
natural
along
markers.
The way, yeah, the markers that we can use. But yeah, I think just instinctively we get each other's rhythms so well that we usually know exactly when in the story we are. You have to imagine that I'm in a Santa outfit.
I always do when we're writing.
Right. So it's everybody's fantasy. All right, and I am Dash.
I will be playing the role of Lily.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
You're dressed as Santa.
There's no getting one past you, is there?
For me.
Let's just say that this is not a situation that would have ever happened if I'd never met you. Lily took out her phone and grinned.
I'm sorry, but I have to do this.
She took a picture. But I was really the one who wanted to have a picture, not of me in a Santa suit, but of her seeing me in a Santa suit. She looked like someone who believed I was real. Happy anniversary, I told her, repeating the 2 words I'd written in her card.
Happy anniversary.
Now, come here, you. We only have a short time before another kid gets around the guard.
I'm not sitting on your lap.